Ahmed Baba. Ahmed Baba.
Don Lemon.
How are you feeling there, Democrat, right now after this week?
As a registered Democrat, I am feeling good. I saw this party show up. I saw demographics move to the left. So basically, Jersey, for example, every single county moved to the left. Virginia, almost every single county moved to the left. Key demographics out today. We see G. Elliott Morris put out some new numbers this morning. Every single demographic from women, blacks, black Americans, Latinos, uh, young people, 18 to 29, massive swings, some cases double-digit swings. So I'm seeing this as a massive repudiation of Donald Trump.
Well, and people are saying, well, it's just, you know what the Republicans are saying. These are democratically held states and cities. And of course, the Democrats were going to do, I was speaking to the Virginia Speaker of the House, and he said, no. Even in areas that were heavily red areas, we swept all of those. I think they said they targeted 16 seats and won every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. We see they have now 64 seats in the Virginia House. And I grew up in Virginia, so that Northern Virginia area where a lot of these swings happened, we see big momentum. So even though this was like a blue state, it had a Republican governor just now, right? Mm-hmm. And now that has been moved out for Abigail Spanberger. And if you drill down into some of these counties, Loudoun County, for example, Spanberger won that by 64, or basically 64% of the vote, which is 8 points higher than Harris won it. So every single marker swings to the left. And it's not just liberal areas. Georgia, these public service commissioner seats, we saw double-digit over 20 points. Dems won a 30-point swing. Mississippi supermajority is broken, right? Like because of the Democratic wins. Like this has been an overwhelming wave, more so than we saw in 2017, and I think it's a bellwether indicator for 2026.
You do. That's what I was going to say. What do you think happens next? And by the way, guys, I want you to make sure you smash the screen, as they say, hit the like and the thumbs up and the heart and all of that, because it affects the algorithm. More people become aware of our conversation that we're having right now. And this is an important one because I do think people really want to know, like, now what? Now what for Democrats? And, as my mom always says, when I'm doing well or whatever, she's just like, don't get too comfortable.
Yeah. You got to keep the foot on the gas, right? You can't just rest on the laurels now and say this is success. Although I do think it was a huge shellacking. I think looking forward, one of the key things about Virginia, for example, is it's a bellwether state. So in 2017, I actually got the chance to interview the governor. I was like 24 at the time. But I got a chance to talk to him in 2017, right before he won. And in that specific race, you could see the same demographic shifts that happened in 2017 in key counties like Loudoun and Prince William and these Northern Virginia suburbs. We saw those same shifts happen in 2018. So what I'm kind of looking at in these Virginia races, these other places, is are these demographic shifts going to continue in 2026? And I think they very likely will, given the past voter behavior. 2022, we saw shifts to the right in Virginia that then became indicative of shifts we saw to the right in 2024. And I think in Virginia in particular, because it's such a diverse state politically, you can look at it as a bellwether for where the country might head next year. And a lot of these demographic shifts I'm seeing, Trump erased pretty much all of his gains, or Republicans erased the gains they made in 2024 among Latinos, among Black people, among women, especially young women. So I don't know, man. I think he overreached. I think the issue of affordability, the economy was his core in 2024. I don't know. They might be cooked. We'll see.
So I've been saying, I don't know if you've been watching, I've been saying I think the spell has finally broken. I'm not saying by any means that it's the end of MAGA. But I think this could be where MAGA goes the way of the Tea Party, where they start to go that way. And I just wonder, I'm not sure if you feel, and I want to know if the folks who are in the chat, if you feel that way, if it's the beginning of MAGA, if people are sick of the cruelty. I keep saying this. Every time I look at a picture, I don't know if you saw the guy in Massachusetts who had the seizure and they're trying to take the baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
It's like, who wants that? You know what I mean? Or taking a preschool, teacher from, like, who wants that? You see, like, these big men manhandling these little, like, ladies, like, who, and that is the image of the Trump administration right now. Donald Trump saying, go harder. I think people are fed up, and I hope that the Latino people who voted for him finally have come around and realized that everybody they should not be voting for Donald Trump.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think people in the comments agree. MAGA is eroding, right? And also hit the like button, respond. If you're feeling what we're saying, ask questions. We're watching what you're saying. Engage, because I agree, man. I think the spell's broken. Like the Latino vote specifically, counties like Hudson County in New Jersey, where there's like 60% or more Latino population, swung double digits, around 20 points to the left. Like that's a massive swing from one election to the other, from 2024 to from 1 year. I think you're right. I think the fever is beginning to break. I've been saying once this fever breaks, people are going to look up and be like, what cruelty did I accidentally back in 2024? They don't want like that video I saw today of that guy having the seizure literally with his child in his arms. It's fucking heartbreaking, man. And it's like people don't want that. And meanwhile, you're sitting here targeting innocent migrants who are just trying to make their way while you're simultaneously tanking the economy and impacting people's bottom lines while you enrich yourself. And then you're obsessed. You're, I guess, living out your dream to be an interior designer in the White House. Like Americans see through this. They see that Trump's full of shit. And
Mhm.
I think the con is slipping. And I think people are shaken into the reality that this guy's a clown. And I think he's not pursuing what he promised to do on affordability.
Kathleen Hamlin in the chat says, when it started affecting people, it became an issue, just like COVID. Yeah, and I think it took a while to sort of trickle down to people. Because even when I went in Chicago, I think it was like 3 weeks ago when I was in Chicago, there were people who like hadn't seen the videos because they were not playing them that much on mainstream media. And if it does, it's just sort of a capsule, and then they go back to some other distraction of the day that Donald Trump had, put out there to try to get them to not focus on the Epstein files and not
Mm-hmm.
focus on the people who were being picked randomly, just detained and picked up, swept up off the streets. So I think it took a while to trickle down. And I think the more these videos start coming out and the more people in communities are affected by it, and they realize, like, excuse me, the people who can go to school with their kids, the people they work with, people that they frequent the restaurants and who work there, even some of the people who may be doing domestic work in their homes, that these people are not here as criminals. There's criminals everywhere.
Yeah,
Are there undocumented people who are criminals? Absolutely. Are there undocumented people who are violent? Absolutely. Should they be deported? Yes. But the people they're picking up are people who are not that. And many
exactly.
of them if they're undocumented, they're working their way to becoming citizens of the United States. And would I like everybody to come over, through the official process? Absolutely. But we are not picking people up in airports or who are coming across who are European, who are
Mm-hmm.
overstaying their visas and pushing them to the ground and kicking them while masked. And no identification and no warrant and no due process. We're not doing that to, honestly, white people.
No, in fact, we're actually letting them come in. South Africa, he's creating a whole visa process where white people from South Africa can come in, but people who have lived here for decades, hardworking Latino Americans that are here, that are working their way to citizenship, they got to go. But these random people from South Africa that have no ties to America, they can come in. It's unbelievable, man. And I think you're right. I think people are beginning to see that this cruelty can't stand. And we see the numbers. We see like elections are the best polls. I think we saw validation of all the polling you and I have been talking about. We've been talking about how Homeboy Donald is weak for a long time. We've been calling how this
He's
man,
weak.
he's weak. This authoritarian facade is a mask
You-
for weakness.
He's weak. He's like the Wizard of Oz. He's pulling the strings.
Yes.
Anybody that stands there. Oh my God, um, the guy who passed out in the Oval Office yesterday, who
Oh
collapsed
my
in the
God,
Oval
that
Office, and Donald
footage.
Trump is standing there like, it's like,
Have a
it's concerned. Help! Like, can you help? Oh my gosh, what's going on
have
here?
a human reaction. He was just like what was going on? Like I feel like he was more pissed at the
It's
press.
not in him. It's
Yeah.
not in him. He
Yeah.
doesn't have it. Have you ever heard? I did my monologue this morning, and I said, Donald Trump have you ever heard him say that it's his fault? He will take the credit for things. But if something goes wrong, have you ever heard him say that it is his fault? Have you ever heard him say, I'm sorry,
Nope.
I apologize? It's just not in him. And I think people are sick of it. And you see that because he's like, they should go harder.
Yeah.
What's the reason for going harder on people? What is that? And RFK, I don't know. People are saying RFK booked it out of there. He did. He like
He was
bolted.
like, oh, I'm
I mean,
out.
well, was he going to get a defibrillator or something? I don't know. I mean, maybe he was going towards the first aid station. I have no idea. But he was like, I'm out.
Yeah, he was like, I'm out. And it's just like, again, he has no humanity in that moment, no empathy, no show of a human emotion. He just stood there. He's probably more pissed that the press conference got disrupted than anything else. But honestly, I think overall, like we're just talking about here, it's this all these indicators, all the empathy, everything that he's lacking. It's just resulting in this reverberating pushback. Like the American people, from no kings to these elections, this man is politically toxic. He is in his lame duck era. And I think Republicans and the media, especially, need to start treating him this way. I've been going in these mainstream platforms. I've been making the case. Homeboy's in the 30s in approval rating. He has been weak as hell for a very long time. These indicators, these election results were not surprising at all to me. But some people are out here acting like, oh, it's a surprise that the country's rejected him. There were 7 million people at least on the streets just a few weeks ago. So I think what we're seeing now is that this president is weak. His authoritarian ambitions are masks for his weakness. And all this stuff he's doing is lashing out is backfiring on him politically. And I think if Republicans were smart, like Marjorie Taylor Greene is the only one apparently that can see where this is headed, is that this man is a lame duck, weak president that is dragging y'all down.
Yeah. This is the rewrite. I mean, don't you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is pivoting because she sees the writing on the wall, not because it's some sort of
Yeah.
that some sort of authentic change. I hope so, right? That she's had a change of heart, a change of conscience, and she's finally found, a soul to start treating people like human beings rather than coming up with conspiracy theories
Mm-hmm.
or yelling at people, yelling at presidents during the State of the Union, yelling at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez through the mail slot of her door. You know what I mean? Attacking Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
Like, until you say, look, I can't believe, I'm sorry I did all that. She's up to something. Someone says,
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is up to something. You don't
No,
change that fast.
exactly.
Thank
And
you, Lisa Callahan.
yeah, thank you, Lisa Khan. We see you in the comments making these great points. Yes, that's spot on. Right when this happened, I said it on MSNBC. I was like, this is not a great awakening. She's not suddenly just woke now, right? This is a political calculation because she sees where this is headed. She is trying to position herself for the post-Trump GOP. She knows that she sees where it's headed. It's headed down. Trump is tanking the party, and you can see her almost positioning herself to be to the left of JD Vance and maybe a 2028 primary. She's pissed they didn't let her run for Senate. There's already reports that she's considering running for president. Like, again, she saw the writing on the wall. She's been validated by these election results. I think we're going to see more Republicans start speaking out. Like, right? If Trump was strong, they would have already ended the filibuster after his first request. And they're going to ignore him. They're probably going to ignore him because these election results showcase that he's cooked. Like, obviously there's more work to do and it's not over until it's over. But I think the trajectory is that this president's movement is slipping and his grip is loosening.
Here's the word. John Thune reportedly is, they want to stop he wants to have a vote in order to end the shutdown. And Democrats are saying, nope.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, there's leverage. And I think they see that MAGA is unraveling and they're like, no. And they want to hold out strategically to get what they want. And they are also looking at the polls and it's showing that people are blaming Republicans. That's why I say, I believe the spell is breaking and that MAGA is unraveling. That's why I say that.
Yeah, it's 100. All the evidence is there.
So congratulations. Good job, Democrats. Finally.
Yes. Take the W, walk with more bravado. There's more work to do, but recognize that Dems won. Dems are winning. The pro-democracy coalition is winning. And you're right. They might not move on this shutdown now because they see the numbers are in their favor. and they might, I think Republicans are going to might concede on this healthcare premium thing because are they going to what? They're going to next let the premiums double? They want Americans to really hate them? Go ahead, let the premiums double and see what happens.
How do you what is Zoran's middle name? Is it Akeem? No, it's
Kwame.
Kwame. How do you feel about Ahmed? How do you feel about Kwame?
I'm telling you, it is the biggest, bro. It is the biggest day for us with Arab names in this country since Barack Hussein Obama, bro. Like
I was just thinking
we
about
got
that.
Barack Hussein Obama,
Kwame.
Mamdani. Yeah, as Ahmed Hassan Baba, I'm like, okay, we're cooking again. We're cooking again. We got some more leaders with names that sound like us. Now it's a great day for representation, man. Out here on New York, I saw some of your reporting too. You've seen the excitement. There was like a group of Arab teenage boys outside of my polling place that were just hype all day. They were just so thrilled to see someone that looks like them in office and someone who's cool and young and like talking about affordability. Like there's excitement in the city, man. There's excitement in the city. Are you seeing the same thing?
I am seeing excitement in the city. I wonder about I think there's excitement across America, but I wonder how far reaching into America it is because we're New Yorkers and we're myopic and we think the world revolves around New York. Now I know my
Yeah.
mom is extremely excited about Zohran Mamdani. She's like, um, she's like, all that shit that they say about him, I don't care. I
Yeah.
like him. I like him. And I said, Mom, you liked Cuomo back in the day. She goes, that was before all that other shit I found out about him. I don't like him. How can I like him after what he did and what he's accused of? And and there's a host of other things that she went on to talk about. But my mom is a Mamdani stan. She is a black lady in Louisiana in the deep South. She's like, I stand with Mamdani.
Oh, people love him. He knows how to communicate. He knows how to talk to people and make the issues palatable. And his campaign was simple. Like he really ran on like 4 promises, and everyone can memorize them, right?
Yeah. But you know what's weird? Our social media is very similar. Like I have, there's something that I've been wanting to do that's something similar to what he did. And I'm like, no, I can't do it because we were going to think I took it from him. But no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. But like just going out and speaking to people, talking to people on the streets, I do it all the time. And people are asking me, wonder, why do you do it? And when I'm out there, people are like, I'm so glad that you're out here talking to us. Right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and then you'll run for mayor in 4 years later after you do this. But basically, yeah, I mean, people forget you're right. That's how he started the campaign. He was out on the streets just talking to people about how they felt about the election last year and just getting people's thoughts. And that's how you connect with people. And that's what you're doing out here because people want to have their voices heard. On mainstream media, it's just a bunch of people. I mean, I'm on there too sometimes, but like a bunch of suited up people sitting there, these professionals sharing their opinions, but the voices of the people are really the ones that matter,
That's what matters. That's what matters. And look, I know that people were saying Cuomo didn't have a shot, and I didn't believe. I believe that he had a very slim shot if
Yeah.
Sliwa had dropped out, and I could hear that. I could hear like during the election. I don't know if you remember when I was going around the country. There was a lot of like, oh, I like Trump. Oh, I Trump, 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 and people were like, Don, what are you doing? You're scaring me. I'm like, I'm
That's the
not
people.
curating it. That's what's happening, and that. I do hear now. I heard Mamdani, but there was a secret Cuomo vote as well.
Yeah.
And there are more conservatives in New York City than people think. And I run into them all the time on the streets. Sometimes they like me. Many times they don't.
Yeah. There is definitely a lot of conservatives in New York, more than people think.
More than
And
people think.
yeah, that's why we'll see how Mamdani governs. I mean, I think
Yeah.
hopefully he keeps uniting people and tries to commit to his promises. But
I agree.
overall, good week for Democrats. Massive L's for Donald. We'll see where things go from here.
Good week for Kwame's,
Yeah.
Hakeem's, Ahmed's, and
Barack Hussein's.
Hussein's.
Yes. Good. I mean, can you believe it? A Muslim in New York, just 20 years after 9/11. Like, can you believe it? It's
Yeah.
insane.
But that's also why people are freaked out here.
Oh, yeah.
Sharia law.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
moving. All of these people were. I would be at dinner parties and they're like, "I'm moving," and I'm like, "You ain't going.
They're not
anywhere.
gonna move.
Where are you?
Where are you gonna
You're
go?
not moving.
You're gonna go to Jersey? Where are you gonna go? You'll get.
Might, but I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they'll move to Florida or Texas. But I'm like, I'm like Texas. Really? You guys want to?
They'll come back.
You do.
They'll come back.
Yeah. Thank you, Ahmed.
Good talking to you, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right,
Take it
man.
easy.
Take it
Bye.
easy. Bye.